What is going on at the top, family? I am your favorite talk show host, Nathan Knox, and I am back with another episode of At the Top, where of course we'll be going over the NFL games of the week, as well as the business topics that happen off the field in court. We are ready to bring you the news. We've been down for a little bit. I've been very sick, so my fault, y'all, with the lack of content. But we will be ramping it up for the end of this year all the way through next year. So you'll be getting more videos a week, more social media videos. I'll be going live during some games. So we're really about to up the content. So I hope y'all ready. And without further ado, I'll see y'all at the top. So let's get into the games this week. We had the Cowboys versus the Raiders. The Cowboys won 33-16. Dak was playing his ass off. My man had 4 TDs, was really throwing the ball around, was hitting his guys in the right spots. Now, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens both sat out for the first drive due to a coach's decision. These coaches are laying the hammer down, y'all. Personally, I feel like you should attack players' pockets. I don't feel like them sitting out for the first drive really made a deep impact on the game itself or even the players. Like, if you're trying to send a message, hit them where it hurts. These guys get paid millions of dollars a year. If you're going to make a statement as a coach, find the team, find the players. Have the team find the players for disorderly conduct that is detrimental to the team. Instead, you're going to sit them for the first drive of the game, which could literally hurt you as a team. I don't really think it makes sense, especially not at the professional level. If we're talking about college football or high school football, sure. But these are grown-ass adults. They do not have, that discipline. No, hit their pockets. That's going to really make sure that they're going to be in line. Other things is the NFC East is garbanzo beans. We thought that honestly division we knew the Eagles were going to finish on top, but we would at least expect a wild card team to come out that division. We knew the Giants had some high hopes in the beginning of the year. We knew that the Cowboys had some high hopes for the beginning of the year, but all of these teams literally just look trash. I mean, Washington doesn't even look good. These teams all look trash. The Eagles are far and away from everybody. I think they have a 4-game lead. So that division is not going anywhere. You could basically call it a wrap. I mean, Dak started out the season great. His team is just losing games. I'm sorry. I really can't help you Cowboys fans. You guys are losing games and in bunches. You beat a Raiders team, but come on now. Who are the Raiders this year? You know? Another thing I wanted to mention is I cannot skip over talking about the Cowboys without mentioning Marshawn Kneeland. Now, Marshawn Kneeland unfortunately took his life over the past few weeks. I believe it happened last week, but it just shows you that mental health is truly something that we need to take very seriously in today's society. I know a lot of people oh, this person's soft, this person's weak, this person's this person's that. When it comes down to it, if you need help, you need help. This is a man who literally had, a family life that he was about to start. He just scored a defensive touchdown the week before. Anyone from the outside looking in would be like, this guy is at the top of the world. He just scored a TD. His season, he's having a great personal season. His life is about to change. And in a snap of a finger, it was all he took it all away from himself, So just make sure you guys are checking in on your friends, checking on your family, checking in on your loved ones, because even those people that may seem like the strongest people in your life, sometimes they're the ones who you need to check on first, because they're not typically open with, sharing details about what they're going through or what they might be feeling. So make sure y'all are just checking in on your village. I appreciate my village. And, I just want to, hopefully send some prayers to Marshawn and his family and, really just wishing the best for them. But I love the tribute that the Cowboys had as well by making sure that his face was on every single T-shirt that they were wearing on the sidelines. Now let's talk about the Ravens and Browns. Had obviously a nice AFC North barn burner as usual. The Ravens will not let any of their fans have a calm week. I'm going gray by the day. It's not a pretty sight. Like, the Ravens won 23-16. Our defense came to play. However, our red zone offense is not being efficient. Like, there is no way we are constantly getting into the red zone and not scoring the ball. Now, quick breakdown. For my people that are not familiar with the red zone terminology, the red zone indicates an opposing team being within 20 yards or less of the end zone. So when I am trying to score on the defense, once I hit the 20-yard line, I am now in what's considered the red zone. Now, once I'm in the red zone, your team is expected to score. You know, obviously, you're going to probably get 3 points, but you really want 6 to 7 points when you're in the red zone, because now you have a very valid chance. You have play calls that you have that are specifically designed for the red zone. It's time to execute. That's the time to execute for both teams, honestly. The defense is trying to prevent you from getting a touchdown and trying to hold you to a field goal, and the offense is really trying to punch it in the end zone and get a touchdown. Now, Todd, I just want to shout out Todd Monken real quick. The play calling that he brought out the other day was insane. I know y'all probably seen it on social media, but the fake tush push to the Mark Andrews rollout run, classic. That's going to go down in history. I mean, teams may try to replicate that. The Eagles run a very good tush push themselves, but the Ravens having Mark Andrews there, we've ran it before, but to have the fake come out, I mean, Tom Monken, I feel like, is the best play caller for the Ravens had on the offensive side of the ball in a while. You know, hopefully playoff success could prove that he might be the best ever, because we've yet to see that with Lamar in the playoffs. But for right now, those kind of creative play calls is what's helping us win games, and hopefully it helps us in January. I cannot talk about this game and not talk about Shedeur Sanders. I am a true Ravens fan down. Shedeur Sanders was drafted to a division rival. I am a Shedeur Sanders fan. I am a personal fan of the man himself. I am not a fan of the Browns team. The Browns are failing Shedeur Sanders by the day. Now, there have been multiple reports out there that saying Shedeur didn't have first team reps. Shedeur should have been getting this. Shedeur should have been getting that. In regards to the first team reps, not every backup in the league is getting first team reps. Now, are there backups that do get first team reps? Yes. A team like the Ravens, Tyler Huntley is getting first team reps almost all the time. Why? Because the way Lamar plays, you never know. Other teams I know with mobile quarterbacks, they have guys taking first team reps as well, whether you want to develop them or just make sure that they're ready to take over. Unfortunately, in Shedeur's case, he had not gotten any first team reps. Even when he was declared the backup QB, QB2, QB3, whatever, if he wasn't on the list, he was not getting first team reps. Now, is that coaching malpractice? Potentially. However, it's not the sole blame on why Shedeur did not succeed. That Ravens defense was coming off of a great first half. They were really trying to pull together to help the offense, out, because the offense wasn't scoring in bunches. So that Ravens defense was locked in. We had guys returning from injury. Kyle Hamilton is all over the field. Like, you honestly had the best safety in the entire league going up a rookie quarterback who the offensive line has never heard his cadence. They have never heard, White 80, Green 19. They haven't heard none of it. Like, the center was, his first snaps, the center gave Shedeur was on the sideline after Dillon Gabriel had to leave the game for a concussion. That's the type of situation he is. Now, when he goes against the Raiders next week on Sunday, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like after a week of preparation going into that, which is actually kind of funny because Tom Brady is in the Raiders front office, huge fan of Shedeur. I hope Shedeur lights him up, honestly. I really hope he does. But to critique his game against a Ravens team that has already played an entire first half, that's coming into the second half hungry and hype, come on now. Like, come on. Like, let's have fair assessments here. You know what I mean? Like, let's not, move the goalpost. Let's keep it real fair. Shador did not have a great start, no. However, in that circumstance, who would? Come on now. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real here. The Bills played the Bucks. The Bills won 44 to the Bucks 32. I had 3 notes for the game. The first note, Josh Allen. Second note, Josh Allen. Third note here. Oh, wait, hold on. It is. Josh Allen. My boy had 6 total TDs, okay? Whether he was the second team all NFL, QB last year, even though somehow he was second team and won the MVP. But that's enough of the Josh Allen, critique for now. Let's celebrate him real quick. 6 TDs, 3 rushing, 3 throwing. I don't care if he pushed them all in. I don't care if he QB sneaked them. The man had 6 TDs. If I'm responsible for 6 touchdowns in a football game and my team wins a shootout 44-32, what? I'm pulling up next week in a mink and sunglasses. Are we kidding? I'm really walking like Frank Lucas did to the Muhammad Ali fight, talking about drip down. 6 out, 6 of them. Yeah, what? I had 6 today. What's happening? Come on now. Like, that kind of performance needs to be applauded. Can't lie. Josh Allen is out here hooping. You know what I mean? Are the Bills like that? Who knows? Who knows? I'm actually this year's NFL playoffs is really going to be crazy. I don't know who's going to win, but I can almost guarantee you it's going to be crazy. We're going to see some stuff where the headlines after the season is going to be real hot. Because if Pat don't make it and Lamar or Josh Allen do not make that AFC championship game, there's discussions going to have to be had. This real discussion is going to have to be had. That's all I'm going to say. We have some dudes that are really going to have to perform this year because other teams are down. And if y'all don't pick that up while other teams is down, you may not see that type of light of day again. So AFC, man, if you're an underdog in the AFC, this is your year. You better hope those Colts, those Patriots, take advantage of this great year you having and strike while it's hot, because it may never ever be hot again. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, another AFC rivalry game that I had to mention, AFC North rivalry game that I had to mention, more so for, not actually the performance on the field, but more of the antics around the game. The Steelers beat the Bengals 34-12. Nothing crazy happened inside the game in terms of just performance itself. Guys are playing well. Everybody was, basically a normal game. 2 huge takeaways, however. Aaron Rodgers is out with injury. What does that mean for the Steelers? The Steelers are only, I believe, 1 game ahead of the Ravens right now, who resurged back from a 1-5 start. And they're now 5-5 and are looking to try to win the AFC North Division so they could get into the playoffs. The Steelers right now are kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. Without Aaron Rodgers, I do not know who their backup QB is. I personally do not think they can sustain the steam towards the end of the season where these games really matter and come out with that division. They still have to play the Ravens twice. They have a tough schedule otherwise. If Aaron Rodgers is down, mind you, he hasn't even been playing lights out. If he's down, hey, black and gold, black and yellow, whatever y'all colors, pack that up. Heard it here first. Pack that up. Now, if y'all end up winning and y'all come back, cool, clip this, whatever. But for right now, pack it up. Another big thing that came out that game. Jamar Chase, we blind? Bro, are we blind? Like, do we not see? What? Like, you gonna bold face. You know what? Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey got into a little tussle. on the field, after a play, those are two guys that, both think that they the top dog at their position. And of course, when they match up, it's going to be fireworks every time. It's going to be physical. There's going to be a lot of trash talk. And, they want to prove who the best. Now, as they get into each other's face, when you look at the replay of the interaction, Jamar Chase clearly spits on Jalen Ramsey. It's clear as day. I mean, spit on the man. Like, respectfully, it's all the way up after that. Like, cool. You punch somebody, whatever. You slap somebody, cool. You curse them out, cool. You take bodily fluids from your mouth, pause, and spit on this man? Come on. Are we serious? And then you going to come back after the interview talking about, I never opened my mouth to that guy. I never opened my mouth to that guy. Why is his voice so high anyway? But that's besides the point. But like, come on, son. And then honestly, shout out Mike Tomlin, though. Because Mike Tomlin was like, listen, they asked Mike Tomlin after the game, oh, what type of advice would you have for Jalen Ramsey when it comes to dealing with that? So he said, listen, somebody spit on you, do what come natural. Mike T said, if somebody spit on you, do what comes natural. And if you don't know what that means, come on now. That's a country boy right there. He said, do what comes natural. Put them paws on him, all right? Put them paws on him, because there's no way, I don't care, in the helmet, through my shirt, whatever, you spit on me? Nah. That's ultimate disrespect. Ultimate. All right, so we talked about our games of the week. Now, business is business. So let's get into the off-field, off-court headlines and dive into some stuff that I feel like y'all may be interested in. Now, first on the menu, Lululemon just came out with a collab with the NFL. If y'all did not know, the NFL likes to license their likeliness and logos with a lot of teams or a lot of brands, and they collaborate. Both parties try to make money off of it and try to boost their popularity. The NFL is trying to tap into a market that they're usually not in, and whatever that brand is trying to leverage the NFL's likeliness with their products to hopefully drive more consumers. Right? Cool. Lululemon, NFL. I'm not seeing the synergy. Like, personally, I mean, this is what I feel like. Lululemon is a brand that is primarily worn by women who are, doing athletic things, yoga pants, that kind of stuff, right? If you are a yoga, style woman as a consumer, what do you think their hobbies would be? Watching NFL doesn't seem like that fits, that kind of lifestyle. I don't know. That's just me, If y'all have a different opinion, please let me know. I'm always open to the comments and other people's opinions in those. However, it doesn't seem like that's a genuine partnership. Now, the rumor is that Lululemon is not performing well. So they said, hey, let's just try to figure out who's the most popular guy in class. Oh, it's the NFL. Let's link up with you. This right here is not going to do much for them. Why? Because of the audience. The audience of the NFL is not the same consumers as Lululemon. And it's very different. Now, with that audience said, it's also about relevance. When it comes to leveraging the NFL's likeliness, throwing NFL logos on workout attire that people aren't wearing to games or, to bars or to work, like, I'm personally not going to go out of my way to buy a more expensive product because, the NFL version is going to be higher priced than the regular Lululemon version. And why would I wear those type of things in the gym? Like, I could just get a regular Nike or, t-shirt off of the team's website rather than going the Lululemon route. I feel like if I'm going that route, I want clean, nice Lululemon branded gear. Speaking of logos, the Cowboy Star. First of all, Jerry Jones, man, when it comes to business, you want to call him a bad GM, you want to call him a bad dude. He a lot of bad things. He ain't a bad businessman, though, because, I mean, it just feels like he is 20 steps ahead of the entire industry every single damn time. I mean, between the tours that he gives for the stadium to all the other things that he makes the Cowboys a business, like, he's really one of one. But the story goes, the Cowboy Star, not even the story, but the headline is, the Cowboy Star is the only logo not owned by the NFL itself. Why? Because when the Cowboys joined the NFL in the 60s, Jerry trademarked the star before the league was able to. So then in the 70s, when the league said, okay, if a team is going to enter the league, they must register their logo with the league, Jerry was grandfathered into that entire, bill, as you would say, because he had already trademarked the Cowboy Star before entering into the league. Now, when that comes to licensing, usage, imagery, marketing, any way the NFL is using the Cowboy Star, which is everywhere, the Cowboys are getting paid from it. So much so that Jerry Jones, on top of how many millions, billions he's making a year, he gets an extra 200 M's every year just through the logo itself. That star rings bells. It don't matter where you are. You see that star, you think of Cowboys football. He's done a great job of making his team not only a team, but a true brand and staple. Off-court NBA news. Breaking. Steph Curry is not with Under Armour. Throw them away, please, yo. I've been begging for this for years. Honestly, I forgot what brand. I'm pretty sure it was Nike or something, but they messed up when pitching to Steph when he was coming into the league, and they messed up the slides, or Adidas. Somebody messed up the slides for Steph and had another player in there, or old reused slides, and then Steph was like, yeah, now I'm going to go a UA. Dude, I think he put out 12 signature shoes with UA. If you copped a pair, raise your hand. Nobody's hand should be up. Please do not, I don't know who wasted their money on those shoes. I mean, Steph dealt with injuries with his ankles earlier in his career, and then with these shoes didn't really help because he wearing a low-ass top shoe, but got this fat-ass ankle brace on every single game. Let's be real. You know what I mean? If fate gave D-Rose vibes when D-Rose had the low tops with the ankle brace built in. What are we doing? What are we doing? Mind you, D-Rose has some heat, but, the Currys were, honestly, I'm just not a fan. If you thought they were cool. I thought they was trash, to be honest. But Steph Curry, the businessman, he retains the rights to his logo and Curry brand. So right now, Curry brand itself with his, I think the 3 swoosh or whatever logo, that is his and his only. He doesn't have to split that with Under Armour. He doesn't have to worry about, licensing or, giving them any royalties of such. That Under Armour chapter is completely closed. Steph Curry is now a sneaker-free agent. We've seen him in the Shaq Reeboks before a game. We've seen him warming up in the Mambasita Kobe 6s. Steph right now is a sneaker-free agent. I hope he rocks every shoe his heart desires. I hope that he ends up, revamping his line, because Steph is someone who is going to sell after his basketball career is over. He has that lingering star factor. I hope he stays within the business. He's around basketball for years and years to come after his retirement. But I am happy for Steph. I am happy for Curry brand. And I hope that they could evolve in the way that Steph truly wants it to become a sole entity. Or you sign with a huge brand like Nike or Adidas who can truly do right by you. We got to talk about the Dallas. Right now, both the NBA and NFL are going on, but these brothers is paid at a much different rate. Let me tell you. if you are not a star player in the NFL, honestly, star players in the NFL are getting rotational player money in the NBA. Like, it's so drastic to where, like, you have guys that could be the 7th, 8th man on the NBA roster bringing in 14, 15 million a year, where 15 million a year might be an entire offensive line. Mind you, those are the men protecting the most expensive asset on the field, the quarterback. So the fact that you have one NBA player almost getting paid more than units, come on now. Like, that's crazy personally. Now, yes, when it comes to marketability, when it comes to, visibility, there's a whole lot of differences between the NBA and NFL. Like, we've seen the NFL kind of, try to peek into that NBA type of style. But right now, when you're talking about NFL, you talk about the Cowboys versus the Ravens. You talk about the Patriots versus the Bills. You talk about the Jets versus the Giants. In the NBA, it's Steph Curry and the Warriors versus LeBron and the Lakers. It's, Anthony Davis and the Mavericks, when he's playing, against Kevin Durant and the Rockets. It's just an entire different world when it comes to that individuality that the leagues are promoting. In basketball, they don't have helmets on. You see their face all over the place. In commercials, on the screen, while they're playing, off the court, on the court, everywhere you could see their face. When an NFL player is playing on that field, unless you know his number and all his information, you may be watching the game real fast and you don't know where your favorite player is, unless you locate him before the game and is constantly watching. Like, the NFL is just a different beast when it comes to that. I've known, some NFL guys that, are top guys in the league. Not huge stars, but they're top guys in the league. They could walk around grocery stores in the city that they play in comfortably because people don't always see their face all the time. So just going into that, the marketability and how these guys are paid, it's very different. But just for an example, Ben Simmons has over $200 million in career earnings. A gold jacket legend like J.J. Watt, 130 million career earnings. That's not even crazy. Tim Hardaway Jr., not even Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm talking about the guy who played on the Mavericks, the guy who played on the Knicks, was never a star player. This a guy who come in, does his role, and leaves for it. Like, you want a few buckets, cool. Tim Hardaway Jr., 155 million career earnings. Travis Kelce, $98 million career earnings. Like, we have Patrick Mahomes out here getting paid less a year than, some NBA guys. I mean, obviously his contract just got revamped, but I mean, if you look at total earnings between, a guy like Pat and, these super maxes that the NBA are making, it's not comparable for real. Like, the NBA, their media deal, the contract rights, whether the apron, second apron now, they're introducing, more salary caps. But the way it's trending, being a star in the NBA, you're getting paid a lot more than being a star in the NFL. And on top of that, most likely your career may last longer because that NFL is a physical game. But whatever the NFL is doing to retain all that money that they're making to the point where the players aren't getting much, listen, dog, that's one of the best businesses in the world. Forget sports league. The NFL knows how to run themselves a business. That is all on this week's episode of At the Top. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. I am your host, Nathan Knox, and I appreciate every single time y'all watch a video, y'all click a like, y'all subscribe, y'all comment. Please, honestly, please flood the comments. That's one thing I ask when you're watching. Please share your opinion, share your voice, tell me what you agreed with, tell me what you disagreed with. Like, I want to hear it, and I want to make sure that I could address topics that, my viewers want to hear about, want to, chime in on, all of that kind of stuff. So make sure y'all supporting. I appreciate all of y'all. And, of course, I will see y'all at the top.